All right, here we are. We're back at it. What's up, guys? I can't help it. I have to. What's up, guys? No, I'm not actually going to do that. Okay, so last time we were playing, we got to do the beginning of the Fenris Romance, which is why he has the token. I was going to wear the token and I forgot to. Because I have a token. Go get it, Keith. Run. Yeah, last time we played, we romanced Fenris, and then he got overwhelmed and left, which is absolutely fair. And then we went and tracked down Bartrand, who was nuts, and then Vera killed him. And then immediately after, Hawke said, "What's the matter?" And Varric's like, "I killed my brother, Hawke." Oh my god, perfect, amazing.
Listen, Hawke asked Fenris if he wanted to talk about it after he killed.
That's true. Right after Fenris like put his hand through one of his abusers, Hawke's like, "Do you want to talk about it?" "No, I don't want to talk about it." Anyway, this is my version of the token. My Hawke made it for me. It's very well worn in. It's like ripped and shit. It's hard to tell, but it's well worn. I don't wear it consistently anymore, but I still wear it sometimes. We're going to wear it for the stream. Okay, so I said we are going to do Meryl. Meryl's with us, but we're going to go and check her out and see how it's going. All right. Yeah, we're going to take Fenris, because why not? I know why not, because he probably doesn't really want to go, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it anyways. We got this. We got this.
You never come to the alienage, Fenris.
I don't live in the alienage.
Don't you care about the plight of our people? Not even a little bit.
I don't need to visit the alienage to know what they suffer. I know it better than you.
I've lived there for years. I see it firsthand.
And I lived it.
I love their interactions. It's so... I've talked about it a bit already, but it's just... it's so much. It's just the different ways in which people of a race will experience the challenges of their race. You know what I mean? I like it because I like any sort of discussion about how different people have different experiences and as a result have those different opinions and different stances. It's good. I really like it. Fenris is right. Like, he absolutely knows what this is about. Maybe not, like, how it is in the alienage specifically, but I can see how he wouldn't want to be there. Like, I have a lot of opinions about Fenris and, like, his own issues with elves. And I think for him, it's, like, honestly a triggering situation to be, like, in the alienage and seeing elves, like, doing badly because, you know, it's loaded for him considering his past. And it's like, you know, his issue with Meryl is that she doesn't like realize how good she had it, and he feels like she threw everything away, everything that he would have wanted. So it's interesting. It's just interesting all around. I like talking about it. I realized that like almost all of my streams have been in this hoodie, but it's like the most comfortable hoodie I own.
I've got something to show you. Come and see.
Is it a cursed mirror?
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's cursed. It's bad. Someone died.
Something seems off about your mirror. Shouldn't it reflect the room?
No. It's not that sort of mirror. I've spent the last few years restoring this. One of my clan found it in the Brazilian forest, we think. Poor Tamlin. We never found him. Just the shattered pieces of the alluvion.
Oh, Tamlin. Oh, Tamlin. Keith just did a big sigh, too.
What are you trying to do with this mirror?
At first, I just wanted to find Tamlin.
Oh.
But it's been too long. Tamlin is probably dead by now. If he wasn't already. But still, I know it can help my people. I can at least recover this one small part of our heritage.
Meryl, no.
is what made the Keeper send you away, isn't it?
Yes.
The Keeper wanted me to destroy the fragment I kept. She said our ancestors meant it to be forgotten. But it's a Keeper's place to remember. Even the dangerous things. We argued. I left. She's wrong. This mirror could teach us so much about who we once were.
And like trespasser flashbacks too.
Do you think the mirror had something to do with Tamlin's disappearance?
The ruin we trapped Tamlin to was full of traps and monstrous things, but we found no body. His trail ended at the broken pieces of Alluvion.
What's an Alluvion?
Long ago, the elves had a kingdom, an empire that covered Thedas, and every city had an Alluvion. The mirrors let them communicate across their empire, but I don't know how exactly.
Skype mirrors.
My people have lost so much. We know almost nothing of the days before Althon. This is a piece of our history.
Hi, quick question. How did she take that with her? I think about this all the time too. I'm like, not only did she drag it from Sundermount to the alienage, but they also would have taken it from Ferelden to the Marches. They would have had to take this on a boat.
It shattered.
Oh, true.
Duncan destroyed it.
Right.
So she might have, because she's like been fixing it up, right? Like I'm sure the idea was that she spent a long time collecting the shards and then probably compiled it here.
I think Keith's got it. So Keith pointed out, because Keith was just replaying Origins and stuff, and in like the Dalish origin, the Alluvion gets destroyed by Duncan, the warden. So Keith's suggestion is that what maybe is supposed to be, communicated to us with this, and her being like, oh, I fixed it up, was that she took the broken pieces and has been like slowly reassembling it and fixing it up since then. So maybe it's not like, oh, here's this huge piece of furniture, but like here's the IKEA box version of the Alluvion.
Tell me you didn't bring the killer mirror to Kirkwall just because it's pretty.
It's not dangerous, I promise. I fixed it, or tried to, with blood magic.
I just used some blood magic.
It won't hurt anyone. But it doesn't work. I've tried everything, and I think it's because it needs to be finished with a special tool. I'm over in home, and my clan has one. It's been in their hands for generations.
But you're afraid to face Keeper Marathari again.
Exactly. You have no idea. The Keeper, I can't talk to her. We fight or talk circles around each other. She has a disappointed frown that turns your bones to jelly. Please help me. You will, won't you?
I'll go with you.
Maceranus, I'll find some way to repay you, I promise.
Woo! Yeah. Like the guide's like, note, even if you refuse to help, the quest will start. You're like, no, Meryl. And she's like, let's go then. You're like, fuck. Let's do it. Oh my god, Fenris just staring at this mirror like, what the fuck is this? He's like, the veil is busted around this thing. No one should be near it. What the fuck? What did I step in? Uh-oh.
Continue harassing our hunting parties, Templar, and there will be consequences.
Hand over Fenris. You heathens have no idea of the danger an apostate poses.
That's awkward.
Elves were using magic when your primitive ancestors still lived like beasts. If you dare interrogate one of my hunters again...
The Maker be my witness. I will bring Fenris to the gallows.
Hawke, you may want to leave before this gets messy.
You gonna fucking... Yeah. Bye.
I didn't want it to come to
You guys have good luck with that. I'm gonna go. I don't want to get involved right now. I'm busy.
Avert your eyes, witch.
Oh, you're already yelling at her.
Said I was dwelling on useless history. But what are you doing?
Oh my god, Meryl, that's
The past is
different.
important to you and to all of us. We must know it to move forward.
You had a life. You had a family. And you abandoned them to chase after ghosts. We are nothing alike. Don't even begin to think that we are.
What was I saying about Fenris a moment ago? I mean, also, I feel like it's pretty unfair of Meryl to try and, like, pull some sort of, like, generational, like, oh, we've lost some of our heritage. And you know that the past is important because you're just upset that you don't know who you were before you were tormented for years as a slave. Like, these are not even close. These are not comparable, Meryl. Please do not. Fenris is harsh, but I agree with him. Hey guys, can I take whatever's in here? Dalish tattoo ink. I guess I'll take that. That's someone's blood, but I'll just take it. How's it going, folks?
Watch your steps, Yam. You don't know how many Dalish arrows are trained on you right now.
That's fair.
Keeper.
You return to us, darling. Have you reconsidered this path at last?
I wish. Fenris.
Hello again, Keeper. Don't you look lovely?
My apologies, Hawke. Be welcome among the Dalish.
Keeper, I need the Arulin home, the ancient carving blade that Master Iron keeps.
I see. You wish to rebuild the Alluvian.
I know.
Don't have
What?
to approve of it. I'm invoking via Sulavanen. I'll do whatever task you wish.
Well, I'm glad to know I can still disapprove. It is your right. I will give you a service to perform if you insist.
She's pissed. Heh.
What did Meryl invoke?
Our history belongs to all Dalish, child. So our clan's most cherished relics can be claimed by everyone. Any Dalish can perform a service for the clan and gain ownership of such an item. For a time. That is what Meryl has invoked.
That's interesting.
Even if she has chosen to live apart, she is still one of the people.
What exactly is this thing we're asking for?
It is an ancient carving tool, used by our wood shapers, passed down for countless generations. Our clan has carried it since before the fall of the Dales. It is as old as Arlathan itself.
We appreciate your help. This means a lot to Meryl.
I'm glad that Meryl has a friend in you, child. I hope you will look after her.
I can take care of myself, Keeper.
Yes, Dalen. I know. Avar Terror has taken the lives of 3 of our hunters. It lairs in a cavern in the mountainside. Seek it out, slay it. No one else must fall to its anger. Do this for us, and I will give you the Arulin home. May the Dread Wolf never catch your scent.
Yeah. Imagine Fenris hearing that. Yeah, Meryl chose to leave us, but she still has rights and can invoke shit because she's still one of us. Yeah, I have a lot of feelings. I have a lot of feelings about this. It's like similar to when Meryl was like, oh, like, were there any, like, you know, Dalish elves in Tevinter? And Fenris is like, I don't know. I wouldn't know. How would I know? And she's like, oh, like, it's pretty obvious. He's like, no, you're not catching my drift here. I wouldn't know. It's good. Will I ever talk about anything other than Fenris? No, never. That's not true. I talk about a lot of other things. Fenris is just my favorite to talk about.
Talk about a lot of other things, like people's interactions with Fenris.
Yeah, I'll talk about people's interactions with
And
Fenris.
Fenris's trauma.
I'll talk about Tevinter. Oh, Elfruit. Elfruit, blaze it. Okay. Oh God. Okay. We good? Yeah, we're good. Alright, well, let's go in this cave where corpses are crawling out of it. It's probably fine. No worries. Worries? None. Okay. Alright, it's this cave again. You know, this one. Oh, these bodies are going to stand up in a second, I know. Look at this pile of bones. Or they won't. It's stressing me out. Okay. I got my dad in a Dragon Age today. Wow, how did you do that? Is it because there's nothing to do? Ah! Spiders! Ah!
What were the hunters doing in here?
What were they
The
doing?
keeper would have sent them to recover elven artifacts from the Varterol before the camp had to move in again.
So your keeper sent them to their deaths?
No. Normally they let the Dalish come and go as we please. Something must have provoked it. Jandan. Tread carefully, Lethaline. May the trickster never find you in the beyond. We should give their clan amulets to the keeper. Their families should know that they died bravely.
Yeah, my warden was an asshole. Is an asshole. She's still alive somewhere. She's not dead.
Whoever's hiding had better come out. Unless you're a dragon. Then feel free to keep hiding.
Hello?
Hi.
Praise Andraste. I mean the creators. I thought I'd never get out of... Meryl?
Anethera, Paul. Are you hurt?
Stay back. What do you want from me?
Paul, what's wrong? I'm here to help.
Stay back! Don't touch me!
Be calm, Paul. We'll help you get back to the camp.
You don't know what she is, what she's done! Creators, help me! Someone, please!
Paul, no! We have to catch him. Hurry!
Fenris is like, I know his name's Paul? Paul.
Like Paul, but just spelled weird.
Paul, but spelled weird. Paul.
Is that what it is?
Oh God.
Hold on, Paul. We're coming.
Little dance. Fenris, honey. Please heal. Please heal. Thank you. Listen, I'm not stressed out. But Fenris. What are these things? Let's read this. How do I say this? They're all saying it. Vartial? We'll say that. In the days before Arlathan, there was a city in the mountains beloved by, oh my God, Dirthaman, keeper of secrets. Its people were wise beyond measure, thanks to his counsel, and the city flourished. Then a high dragon settled in the mountains, and her hunger threatened the city. The elders cried out to Dirthaman for protection as the dragon's rampages struck ever closer. And for 3 days and nights, the people shut themselves in their home and watched the skies in dread. On the 4th day, Dirthaman heard them. He whispered into the mountains, and the fallen trees of the forest gathered, shaping an immense, agile, spider-like beast. It was the Varterol. With lightning speed, vicious strikes, and venomous spit, it drove back the serpent. From then on, it was guardian of the city and its people. Many years passed, the gods were trapped by Fenris, and the people left together in Arlathan. But the Varterol kept its everlasting vigil, guarding Dirthaman's city as it eventually crumbled to dust. To this day, it stands there, watching over the rubble. Any travelers foolish enough to wander there find themselves face to face with wrath incarnate. Cool. Fucking sick. There's so much lore in the Dragon Age universe that I just don't actually know. Don't pay attention.
Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can get him to the Keeper. She can heal almost anything.
He's dead. There's nothing a healer can do now.
Why did you run? You shouldn't have run.
Do you need a minute alone?
No. Thank you. We have too much to do for me to sit here bawling. Paul wasn't like the others. He was city-born, worldly. He ran away from the Denerim and found us. I thought if anyone would understand, he would. Something is very wrong. I want to see the Keeper.
Woo. Narrowly avoided getting rivalry with everybody. Pile of treasure. It's mine.
What was he thinking? He acted like I was a monster.
You are a monster.
Fenris, shush. Fenris, shh. You're not helping. She's grieving. Read the room, Fenris. Fenris refuses.
You can't read.
But he's learning. Can't believe this. Oh, they're still fighting. They're corpses, Meryl. What? They don't think, Meryl. Did I have something else I was going to say? I had something else I was going to say, and I keep forgetting. Oh, that last interaction down there. Any other option I could have clicked would have been like either rivalry with Meryl or rivalry with Fenris, and I just narrowly avoided both. I mean, I'm not going to end up...
Everyone looked at me in the camp when we arrived. What have they been saying about me? They must think I'm worse than the Blight.
I mean, I want to get to max friendship with Meryl, but it's not going to stay there because I'm going to have to disagree with her at some point. And
I've never hurt the clan. They had no reason to be afraid of me. None of this makes any sense.
Oh my goodness. Meryl, you're concerning. I'm concerned. Why are there horrors in here? Meryl is problematique. It's true. Everyone in this game is problematique. Meryl's been cancelled by her clan. Get out of here. Banned. Get out. I was originally going to romance Meryl, but she kept being problematic. Yeah. I mean, you can't romance anyone that's not going to make you bro at some point, which I really appreciate.
So
really...
I hear you've been visiting the Viscount's gardens, Daisy.
Oh, they're enormous. And they're always empty. Why don't more people go to see them?
Probably because they're private and surrounded by guards.
I thought all those men looked a bit cross.
Okay, no one else die. Please, I'm begging. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Nope. I'm not. This was a mistake coming in here. Why did I come in here? Why did I do this? Okay, I need to go on a tangent about Fenris and the fandom thinking that he's an alcoholic? Because he's not. There really isn't any... There's nothing to back that up besides like, oh, there's 2 scenes in which he is drinking wine. And I'm like, dude, there are multiple scenes where multiple characters in this game are just drinking booze. It's like fantasy Middle Ages. That's all there is to drink. And they're like, oh, he drank all those bottles of wine. And I'm like, he had like a whole bunch of wine in a cellar and he drank it over 3 years, which is a long time.
We would probably go through that much wine quicker.
Yeah, I would absolutely go through that much wine quicker. I mean, this is the thing, is that like there's characters that like I can see having more like addictive personalities and like falling more into maladaptive coping mechanisms. I don't see it with Fenris. Fenris is like very raw and honest and out in the open with his stuff. Like people like Dorian and like Varric and Anders and stuff are absolutely people that are a lot more maladaptive to their respective issues, like whether that be substance or like other things. On the one hand, I can totally get the headcanon of drinking to numb his pain and feel better and self-destruction, but he's not drunk really ever. Yeah, absolutely. Like, especially where it's one thing where if a character like, you know, drinks on occasion or even like drinks to excess on occasion, like that's different than alcoholism. Nobody talks about how Isabella is an alcoholic. Absolutely. If there's anyone who's an alcoholic, it's her or Varric. Like, they live in a tavern. They literally live in the tavern. It's just really long tangent, but it's part of the thing that bothers me in general about like fandom responses to characters like Fenris. Not even Fenris specifically, but also other characters, where it's just like when a character is just really like traumatized and is obviously suffering from PTSD and similar issues, any sort of lashing out they do, any sort of like honesty and stuff, the moment that they're not like expressing their pain in a way that's like something that you can like wrap in a blanket and feed soup to, people don't like it, and they immediately start like coming up with like even worse things for them. It's like a lot of people in the fandom really see Fenris as someone who is like angry all the time, insults everybody all the time, and like is an alcoholic and is violent. And these things are like not true for him as character traits. They're things that are true about him in certain situations. 'Cause like, you know, you see Fenris be angry at Meryl or at Anders, and it's not because he's an angry person and he hates all mages, this, that, and the other. He says specifically that he knows that magic has a use. He will fucking ask for healing magic. Like, he is the first person to admit that magic is useful and not all mages are bad. But what he's responding to with Meryl and Anders specifically is the fact that Meryl openly does blood magic, and Anders has a fucking demon inside of him. And both of those things, on top of being massively triggering to him, are bad things.
The two biggest.
They're the two biggest taboos in magic. And they're the two things that Fenris would have seen a lot in Tevinter and has a lot of baggage about and a lot of trauma about. And he's responding to that, not to all mages. Like, he has absolutely fine dialogue with Bethany. Him and Bethany get along fine. And she's a mage. Like, do you guys all miss that? Like, what the fuck? He can romance a fucking mage Hawke. Like, he doesn't hate all mages. It's such a misnomer. And like, and they're like, oh, he's angry all the time. I'm like, he's not. Just because you see someone expressing anger in a situation where is completely valid, either because they're triggered, they're threatened, you know, it's like, oh, he's really angry and violent when slavers come to capture him and take him back to slavery. And I'm like, gee, I fucking hope he would be angry and violent in that situation.
Sure hope it does.
I sure hope it does. Like, I don't understand. It's so weird. It's the same thing with, like, stupid dude bros that play FF7. They're like, oh, Cloud's really emo. Like, he was really sad when Eris was dead. And I'm like, dude, I hope so. He's not a fucking sociopath. Yeah, he was sad his friend got murdered in front of him. Like,
He's a little traumatized. There's a lot going on.
It's and I'm like, he's so much more complicated than that. And like, I think Fenris specifically is one of my favorite characters, specifically because I think he encapsulates like PTSD based out of like abusive trauma so well. Like, so well. Like, he fits all the patterns. He, you know, especially, like, I think I was saying this recently, where it's like his tone and attitude changes in each act, and the way that it changes is very, like, true to the, like, a recovery timeline, where it's like when he first meets you and he's still a few years fresh out of his trauma, he's a lot more reserved, he's a lot more apologetic, he's a lot more protective of himself, and kind of, like, detached from people. Like, it's hard to get friendship and like, it's not super hard to get rivalry with him, but even when you get rivalry with him, it's not him, like, responding. He's kind of just, like, watching you, and he hasn't not trusting you yet, and he's just kind of sitting in himself dealing with shit, right? And then by this point, he's like, first of all, he's had one of his abusers show up out of the blue to take him back, which is, like, insanely, like, massive event for him. And it's like, yeah, he's angry now. He's angry about everything that's happened. He never had a chance to be angry about it. Like, probably in years before this one, he was still having trouble actually openly being angry about it. That's like when he talks about Daenerys in the first act, he, like, is kind of light and joking about it. He's like, oh, he's real bad. In this kind of, like, weird, detached way where he's like, oh, yeah, he used to do these things. Oh, yeah, he probably wants to pull the lyrium from my body. And everyone's like, yikes. And he's like, I'm gonna kill him. And it's, and in this one, he's like, I don't know. I care so much about this. And it's just like the alcoholism thing is just like the tip of the iceberg of people not understanding and not respecting characters that have genuine, really well-written psychology and being like, oh, well, if they're not like a broken, like, wing little bird that I can pet and make better, then they're bad. Like, it's the worst. I hate it. And it bothers me because then they apply that to real people, and then that's okay. What are we doing? Okay, we're gonna go see the Keeper. I'm gonna stop being. I'm not triggered. You're triggered. I'm tilted.
The Varteral is dead.
Maceranus, I'll breathe easier knowing that we will lose no more people to it.
We found these.
I'll return them to their families.
We lost Paul. In the cave, he fled at the sight of me. Straight into the Varteral.
Many of the clan fear you will bring back the corruption. Or worse, from the mirror.
And where did they get that idea?
I am their keeper, Dalen. It was my duty to warn them.
Someone's already dead now.
It's still not too late for you to return to us. Reconsider. There's no need for you to live alone.
Must we go over this again? You'll never accept what I'm doing.
The Eluvian is a trap. It cost us Tamlin. It led you to blood magic. Will you let it twist you further from who you really are?
And who am I? We've done as you asked. Honor our bargain. Give me the Arulin home.
Hawke, because Merrill won't listen, I give this heirloom of my clan to you for safekeeping. Please, don't let her do this.
Thank the creators. I thought maybe she'd go back on her word.
Let's ask some questions while I read this.
Is it worth restoring this mirror if it turns your clan against you?
You know what it's like to lose everything, Hawke. Not just our land and freedom, but history, stories, language, magic, rituals. Even our gods are gone. It is a sacrifice, but if the mirror restores even one fragment of the past, it's worth it.
What did the Keeper mean the mirror led you to blood magic?
The shard I picked up was corrupted. I couldn't cleanse it without help. The Keeper refused. She said that it belonged to another time and should be left there. So I found a spirit. It gave me the power to purify the mirror through blood magic.
Fenris in the background's like, oh, fucking. I like that she hesitated to say spirit.
I've never heard of blood magic purifying anything.
Neither have I.
There's nothing inherently evil about blood magic. It's magic, like any other. The power that contaminated the mirror was too strong to be driven out by normal means. If I had piles of lyrium lying about, I could have used that, but I didn't. I used what I had.
Fenris is going to be mad at me, but...
Don't lose that knife. I get the feeling the Keeper is as good at wielding guilt as my mother.
Thank you.
Fenris is like...
I knew you would understand. Let's be away from here. The others are giving me the evil eye.
Oh, I didn't get rivalry. Maybe it's because I'm maxed. Oh my god. It doesn't go down if you're maxed out with Fenris. He's like, that's stupid, but I'm not going to hold it against you. Sigh, typical Hawke. Yeah, absolutely. He's just like, oh, I love this idiot. Can't let him know that. I love hanging out with Fenris, like...
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
You're in love.
I am not.
You keep looking at Hawke with sad, happy eyes every time his back is turned.
There are no puppy eyes.
It's all right, you know. Even you can be happy once in a while. It won't kill you. But your face might crack if you smile, so be careful.
Whew. That's like a cleansing balm after that like big rage I had earlier. Someone animated that, and it was very good. It cleanses me. I am cleansed. Ooh, I feel like 5 pounds lighter. The tension has eased from my shoulders. Adorable and good. Hooray. Okay. I'm gonna go to my house and figure out who I'm gonna take for Night Terrors, because that's a quest. That's certainly a quest. Oh, who's here? Aveline.
Did you ever run the wilds, boy? Kirkwall is no city for a breed used to open spaces.
Bark, bark.
Nice as your estate is, it's not healthy for a Mabari to be cooped up. May I take him to the barracks time to time? He could help train my guards.
Yeah.
Good idea. He'll put the fear of dog into them.
Good. I think it's time they face down a good old Mabari charge. How about it, boy? Want to chew on some recruits?
Cute. We'll see how this goes. All right, disaster bisexual crew. Assemble. We are like almost maxed with Isabella. Wow. Go us. We're doing really well. I'm impressed with us. Hubris. There's a staff named Hubris. Take it. It's not very good. You know, it's too good of a joke. Oh. I don't need to give hubris to Anders. He already has it.
So, what duties did you have?
Oh, God.
As a slave, I mean.
Isabella, no.
This again.
Again.
I heard that Tevinter slaves are kept oiled so they glisten. Did your master oil you up? Did you glisten for him?
I was his bodyguard.
Always close at hand. Always within reach. Glistening.
You have an entire story written in your head already, don't you?
Problematique. Isabella writes porn. Absolutely. She's like feeding erotica ideas to Varric, who's like, he's a kombucha girl, like, well, maybe. Okay, let's go and do this horrible, scary thing. Hi.
I was hoping you'd come. You did so much for my Fenrir already, but
I visited him among the people, but he turned me away. I know the demons still plague him, and now they've taken him. 2 days ago, Fenris went into a nightmare and hasn't returned.
A nightmare?
He can't be woken up?
The keeper says he is near death. His lips still fog a mirror, but that is all.
Surely there are mages who can pursue him in the Fade.
I have contacted Keeper Marathari. The Dalish have an ancient ritual that might help, but it requires someone Fenris trusts to enter the Fade to free him.
This is hardly my area of expertise, but is there anything I can do?
Marathari is coming to perform the ritual that will bring Fenris back. His childhood things here will help anchor him.
The Fade is a place for mages, not for people like you and I.
You'll need someone experienced in the Fade to come with you.
I've already called for the Keeper. We need to begin the ritual as quickly as possible. Would you like to stay here or return when she arrives?
I love Fenris being like, don't take me into the Fade, please. Please, I do not want this. So I'm scrolling around in the guide. I think I can do this intuitively. I don't think I need the guide. We're going guideless. Balls to the wall. Isabel's just like, hey, Lamo. I mean, I feel like I had this joke about this before where she's just like, she doesn't care. Let's go.
This is too urgent to delay.
You have been far kinder than I had any right to expect.
Oh, Marathari. It's weird to see her in an alienage. She's like, yikes. Cute. Where's Fenris? This music's great. Fenris bailed. Fenris is like, Fade and Dalish. This is a bit overwhelming. I'm going to leave.
I came quickly, Ariane. I did not wish to tell you by letter how grave your son's situation is. The magic he possesses makes him what the Tevinters called Somniari, a dreamer. Dreamers have the power to control the beyond, what humans call the Fade. Fenris is the first in 2 ages to survive.
The thing about Fenris is, like, I think, especially having, like, a maxed out friendship with him like we do, something like this, even if he was uncomfortable, he would push himself through it because he was asked. Like, he's got a huge loyalty streak in him.
Why are they so rare?
Dreamers have great power in the Fade. They attract demons. Luckily, most prove too frail of mind to survive a demon's possession. A dreamer abomination would be near unstoppable.
Is there a difference between the Beyond and the Fade?
They are the same. By either name, the Fade is the realm of spirits, Thedas' heart, while the mortal realm is its strong arm. The demons who live there covet the bodies of mortals and seek to possess them. Only mages ever touch the Fade in a waking state. Others see it in dreams.
What can a dreamer do?
Dreamers are unique for their ability to enter the Fade at will, without the aid of lyrium. In the Fade, they can shape dreams, and even affect the world beyond the veil. Tevinter Somniari used to enter the minds of sleepers and slay them in their dreams.
Spooky.
What exactly are we going to do here?
The elves of the Dales were experts in the Somniardi arts. They could even help those with no power enter the Fade. I have done my best to recreate the ritual. We will use Fenrir's childhood home as a focus to draw him back through the veil.
Just send me into the Fade.
Just put me in the Fade. Just put me in there.
Please excuse us. We must prepare.
Oh, of course.
There is more, I must tell you, that is not for her ears.
You just want me alone.
You're really not my type.
Oh my god.
This is a serious matter. Fenrir cannot become an abomination. The destruction he would cause is unimaginable. If you cannot save him from the demons, you must kill him yourself. A death in the Fade will make him what your circle calls tranquil. He will be no threat after.
That is Fenrir's greatest fear. I won't be the one to make it come true.
I have no choice but to leave it in your hands. Now, gather a team, and we will begin. Choose carefully, for all will face temptation.
Temptation.
I never give in to temptation.
I worry what a journey to the Fade might bring out in me.
I have no desire to explore the Fade, but if you need me, I will go.
Let us begin.
See, Fenris is absolutely down. He's like, you need me to come into the Fade? I'm gonna come into the Fade. Don't you worry. And Sebastian's fully not available for this quest. Funny. He's like, nope. And I'm like, fair. I had the Enders is like, I'm scared to go in the Fade. And I'm like, oh, let's pull you in and see what happens. Ooh, it's very blurry in the Fade.
I had not thought to return in such a way. It is good to feel the breath of the Fade again, not the empty air of your world.
We're just here for a visit, so don't get too homesick.
I am Justice. Anders has told you of me. Come. I sense Fenrir's mind straining. We will not have much time.
I don't like Justice. Keith just looked at me like, shock. Oh, what did we update? Ooh, let's read about the Fade, guys. All right, let's do it. Okay, the Fade. The study of the Fade is as old as humankind. For as long as men have dreamed, we have walked its twisting paths, sometimes catching a glimpse of the city at its heart, always as close as our own thoughts, and possibly separated by our world. The Taventry Imperium once spent vast fortunes of gold, lyrium, and human slaves, in an effort to map the terrain of the Fade, an ultimately futile endeavor. Although portions of it belong to powerful spirits, all of the Fade is in constant flux. The Imperium succeeded in finding the disparate and ever-shifting realms of a dozen demon lords, as well as a catalog of a few hundred types of spirits, before they were forced to abandon the project. That is so sick and so cool, and I had no fucking idea. I'm so glad we're reading codexes. What the fuck? There's a catalog of hundreds of types of spirits somewhere in Taventer. Can I get a copy? The relationship of dreamers to the Fade is complex. Even when entering the Fade through the use of lyrium, mortals are not able to control or affect it. The spirits who dwell there, however, can, and as the Chantry teaches us, the great flaw of the spirits is that they have neither imagination nor ambition. They create what they see through their sleeping visitors, building elaborate copies of our cities, people, and events, which, like their reflections in a mirror, ultimately lack the context or life of their own. Even the most powerful demons merely plagiarize the worst thoughts and fears of mortals and build their realms with no other ambition than to taste life. That sounds heavily biased to me, very opinion, but I'll take it. Why not? I'm glad I got Anders' friendship by just yelling at. God, I hate fucking shifting objects. Ugh, forgot about this shit.
Help again.
No, I'm trying to click this box, not you, Anders. How are you even talking right now? I thought Justice was driving. Barrel. Oh. Barrel. Barrel. Little itty bitty barrels. Justice is like, human named Hawke. Anders would like you to come to his clinic. Hawke's like, uh-huh. Okay. Deet, 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 deet. This is totally what dreams are like. Just stupid barrels going up and down. Please, no more barrels. Oh, a book. Okay, I'll take that. That's a huge book. Look how big this fucking book is. Massive. Mana and the use of magic. Mana is that which defines a mage. It is potential that dwells within a person but does not always manifest itself. All men are connected to the Fade. We go there to dream, but only those with this potential may draw upon its power. Mana is then a measurement of one's ability to draw power from the Fade, and it is this power that is expended in magic. As in all other things, it has limits. Just as a man has the strength to lift only so much weight and no more, a mage cannot work more magic at one time than his mana allows. If he wishes to work magic that would be beyond his strength, a mage must bolster his mana with lyrium. Without lyrium, it is possible for the reckless to expand their own life force in the working of magic, and occasionally, ambitious apprentices injure or even kill themselves by overexertion. Listen, you know when you see a really big book and you're like, there's no way I'm gonna fucking read this whole book. So you just read like 2 paragraphs and you're like, that's fine. I got the gist of it. Is this a circle room, by the way? This is what this looks like, yeah? Who's dreaming about barrels? It's me, I'm dreaming about barrels.
Well, it's rare to see 2 forgotten magics in one day. It's usually a slow place, the Fade. Not many surprises. I wasn't sure I'd like this one, but it has potential.
These things creep me out.
The demon of Sloth. It exists to make men forget their purpose and their pride. Do not relax around it.
Call me Torpor. I have a proposition that might interest you.
Oh, thanks.
I will not give in to temptation, fiend.
Have it your way.
Have it your way. Suppose I will dance. Alright, let's go deal with some temptation. Fenriel's pride. Ooh. Fenriel's desires. Oh, I guess it's Fenril that's... Fenril. Fennel? It's Fennel. His name's Fennel. I guess it's him, that this is his dream, so that makes sense. And that would be why he's dreaming about, like, the circle and stuff. Beyond the Veil, Spirits and Demons. Let's read it. We're going to read a lot. It is challenging enough for the casual observer to tell the difference between the Fade and the creatures that live within it, let alone between one type of spirit and another. In truth, there is little that distinguishes them, even for the most astute mages. Since spirits are not physical entities and are therefore not restricted to recognizable forms, or even having a form at all, one can never tell for certain what is alive and what is merely part of the scenery. It is therefore advisable for the inexperienced researcher to greet all objects he encounters. Typically, we misuse the term spirit to refer only to the benign, or at least less malevolent, creatures of the Fade. But in truth, all the denizens of the realm beyond the veil are spirits. As the Chant of Light notes, everything within the Fade is a mimicry of our world, a poor imitation, for the spirits do not remotely understand what they are copying. It is no surprise that much of the Fade appears like a manuscript translated from Tevinter into Orlesian, and back again by drunken initiates. In general, spirits are not complex, or rather, they are not complex as we understand such things. Each one seizes upon a single facet of the human experience: rage, hunger, compassion, hope, etc. This one idea becomes their identity. We classify as demons those spirits who identify themselves with darker human emotions and ideas. The most common and weakest form of demon one encounters in the Fade is the rage demon. They are much like perpetually boiling kettles, for they exist only to vent hatred, but rarely have an object to hate. Interesting. Somewhat above these are hunger demons, who do little but eat or attempt to eat everything they encounter, including other demons. This is rarely successful. Then there are sloth demons. These are the first intelligent creatures one typically finds in the Fade. They are dangerous only on those rare occasions that they can be induced to get up and do harm. Desire demons are more clever and far more powerful, using all forms of bribery to induce mortals into their realms. Wealth, love, vengeance, whatever lies closest to your heart. The most powerful demons yet encountered are pride demons, perhaps because they, among all their kind, most resemble men. I'm really enjoying reading this. This is like a good time, too. Like, it's great flavor text. What do we got in here? More huge books. More huge books. Oh, I leveled up. I've read so many books. All right, let's see. The Cardinal Rules of Magic. You must not be under the misimpression that magic is all-powerful. There are limits, and not even the greatest mages may overcome them. No one, for instance, has found any means of traveling, either over great distances or small ones, beyond putting one foot in front of the other. This immutable nature of the physical world prevents this. So, no, you cannot simply pop over to Minrathous to borrow a cup of sugar, nor may you magic the essay you forgot in the apprentice dormitory to your desk. You will simply have to be prepared. Similarly, even when you send your mind into the Fade, your body remains behind. Only once this barrier has been overcome, and reputedly, the spell required 2/3 of the lyrium in the Intervinter Imperium, as well as the lifeblood of several hundred slaves. The results were utterly disastrous. I want to know more about that. We killed several hundred slaves and used tons of lyrium. And you don't want to hear what happened. Finally, life is finite. A truly great healer may bring someone back from the very precipice of death, when breath and heartbeat have ceased, but the spirit still clings to life. But once the spirit has fled the body, it cannot be recalled. That is no failing of your skills or power. It is simple reality. Neat. Oh, there's torture devices in this room. The Veil. Let's do it. The Veil. I detest this notion that the Veil is some manner of invisible curtain that separates the world of the living from the world of spirits. Whether it be called the Fade or the Beyond is a matter of racial politics I refuse to indulge in at the moment. There is no this side and that side when it comes to the Veil. One cannot think of it as a physical thing or a barrier or even a shimmering wall of holy light. Thank you very much for that image, your perfection. Think of the Veil instead as opening one's eyes. Before you opened them, you saw our world as you see it now. Static, solid, unchanging. Now they are open, you see our world as the spirits see it. Chaotic, ever-changing, a realm where the imagined and the remembered have as much substance as that which is real. More, in fact. A spirit sees everything as defined by will and memory, and this is why they are so very lost when they cross the Veil. In our world, imagination has no substance. Objects exist dependently of how we remember them, or what emotions we associate with them. Mages alone possess the power to change the world with their minds. And perhaps this forms the nature of a demon's attraction to them. Who can say? Regardless, the act of passing through the Veil is much more about changing one's perceptions than a physical transition. The Veil is an idea. It is an act of transition itself. And it is only the fact that both living beings and spirits find the transition difficult that gives the Veil any credence as a physical barrier at all. I don't know why that was really difficult to read, that one. I hope you guys are enjoying the reading. Oh, let's do it. Oh no, where we?
My people, I present to you our hope. His features may mark him as human, but in his heart beats the blood of the Dales. He came to us to learn his heritage, to release the power from a lineage as ancient as our race.
I don't know what to say.
Just a demon.
That's not the keeper, Fenris. Demons can take on other forms.
I'm glad we're Orsino for this.
Lies. The first enchanter is a pawn of the Templars.
No. Silence, demon.
Oh, good job.
Weren't you? Keeper Marathari warned me of this.
You're not the keeper. Mother's people have no circle, but they don't consort with demons.
You. Why did you interfere?
Uh-oh.
With my power joined to his, Fenris would have changed the world.
Oh, Pride Demons look so good in this game.
Have you ever seen an abomination? They are ugly.
You put such stock in appearances. Perhaps that is why your friend's loyalty only goes skin deep. You think this slave would choose you over his freedom?
Cast your eyes elsewhere, demon. I won my freedom from the Magisters long ago.
But you fear them still. They have left their marks on your body and your mind. With my aid, you could be free forever. You could have power enough to challenge any who would chain you.
If you accept, you are no better than the magistrates.
But to face them as an equal, what would you want from me?
A moment of your time, nothing more.
If we kill them, we get it.
Okay. The only thing that sucks is Fenris is very hard to fight against. Where'd he go? Okay, good.
Rage demons. They seek the dreamer's power.
Yeah, fighting against your own party members is always a lot because you're like, no, they're actually really strong. Is that the only rage demon? Okay. All right, let's go desires. Fenris is like, I would never give in to demons, and he's like, less.
Hard on the downstroke, then lift. Good. I'll have you scribing all my letters soon. If I'd known you were such a brave lad, I'd have brought you into the business years ago.
Does that mean I can come with you to Antitha, Father? Mother said maybe this summer. Right, Mother?
Your father never wanted anything to do with you. Don't trust him.
Why are you lying to me?
Don't listen, son. She's always been ashamed of you. She wanted you gone, so she could go back to the dailies.
Oof.
I'm the one who loves you.
But why can't I remember you?
It's not your father, Fenrir. You're trapped in the Fade by a demon.
A demon? No. No, I want this.
Then remember this is who took away the...
Only thing you ever wanted.
Love a desire demon.
You turned him against me.
Woo! Oops.
Complete accident. I was trying to help. Honest.
Take away my pets, and I'll take away yours. How loyal are these friends you drag into the Fade? Would your pirate queen stay if the open water beckoned? What do you say, sweetheart? A two-mast brigantine, square main topsail, 100 well-built lads to answer your every whim. I know you've been looking for a stiff masthead.
Woo. Woo! Can't beat that.
This is a demon, Isabella. Don't let it tempt you.
Well, if it wasn't a demon, I wouldn't think it could grant wishes.
The Sun Call 2 waits in Kirkwall Harbour. I'll be under the firs in the captain's quarters.
I like big boats. I cannot lie.
Just gotta kick Isabella's ass. I'm gonna deal with this. Can I summon my dog to the Fade? Yes, I can. Oh, Mbaris are so good. I'm glad they give you, like, extra health while you're here. They're like, we know you have to fight all of your companions. Fail walking Mabari. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. Got confused. Okay. Hey, Fenris. Hey, Fennel.
Spend another moment in this place. The screaming. Everywhere, all I hear are the nightmares of people dying, fleeing, gnawing their own arms off to escape.
Yikes.
This is a world of monsters. And they all want me. Please, help me escape. Help me die.
I'm not gonna... No.
If I kill you here, I only destroy your mind. You will become a tranquil.
I was afraid of that for so long. I can't even remember why. To live. To sleep without dreaming. To never hear a demon's whisper. It is a blessing as great as standing at the Maker's side. Do it. Put the knife in my heart.
Justice is just watching.
You can master this talent, Fenris. You don't have to let it destroy you.
The Dalish do not have what I need. Perhaps Tevinter. If these powers can be trained, it would be there.
Yeah, take your half elf. Your half.
I can do this.
Elf ass there. Can't talk. Did it.
Fenris has mastered his powers.
Then he lives. You saved him. I cannot thank you enough. Keeper Marathari, may I return with you to the Sunderlands? I would like to ask for my son's forgiveness.
Of course. It was you who chose to stay away.
He must go elsewhere to train. There is no one in Kirkwall to help him. He asked me to say goodbye.
My son? No. I must find him before he goes.
It is wise for him to seek guidance. Kirkwall cannot provide what he needs. I truly did not think what you did was possible. You are a rare human indeed.
Thanks.
And I must apologize for my weakness. I would have thought myself above such influence.
Does this mean I'm not getting my ship? Bugger it all.
I find there's nothing like being possessed to keep you on the straight and narrow.
Your friends awakened here some time ago. We all have weaknesses the demons find. You accomplished a miracle with Fenris. This book belonged to the last dreamer of our tribe. It has a rare magic beyond price. Please, accept it with my gratitude.
It's a good party to take into the Fade. It is a good party. Because, like, it's just, it's, oh, everyone leveled up. It's such a good party to take because everyone's reactions are so different and so telling. It's great. I just love I love big boats and I cannot lie gag. It's so good. So I'm going to wrap this up real soon, but first thing we're going to do is, if I remember correctly, yeah, Fenris wants to talk because he's feeling a bit vulnerable and upset with himself, so we're going to make sure he feels okay. I wish you got to have those kinds of conversations.
So this relic you lost, how is it you don't know what it is?
It was in a box.
And you didn't open it? You managed to resist the urge?
It was locked. It was a locked box.
Hasn't stopped you before.
What do you want me to say?
Nothing. I just found it curious, that's all.
Isabel's not hiding anything. What are you talking about? I really wish that more quests, like when you were done them, would give you the opportunity to talk to your companion about it. I feel like Origins had a lot of that. Like, maybe not tons, but more so than following games. So it just feels like something that you should be able to do. Especially when it's something like pretty intense, like going into the Fade.
I've been thinking about what happened in the Fade.
I feel so bad.
What a demon could have played so easily on my fears. Disturbs me. I failed you. I won't let that happen again.
The demon was using magic on your mind. It's as simple as that.
And yet she didn't manage to influence you. As for the boy, we shall see what he becomes, and if he regrets the mercy you provided. But that is not important now. Let's just hope we face nothing similar in the future.
Like, I love having moments like that. It's so good. And it's like, so Fenris to be like, I need to apologize for being weak. And it's like, it's okay. He's like, no, it's never going to happen again. I'm never going to turn on you ever. I'm sorry. And I'm like, what did they do to you, Fenris? I know what they did to you. But, you know.
I enjoy following you.
He enjoys following us.
Always a pleasure.
He's so good. And we're going to end on that note. Because this chair hurts my back. And I want to play Animal Crossing. And that's all I have for this session, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care of yourselves. I love you. Bye. All right, let's destroy this. Ooh. Book. Book bad. Destroy book. Meryl rivalry. She's like, don't destroy the evil book. Meryl, it's evil. Don't touch it. It's evil.